Hello, welcome to Balkishore Premier Academy. So, we will be seeing electromagnetic theory for gate, and this is applicable for two branches EC as well as EE. So, these are the gate code EC and EE. EE students will be having less number of portion compared to EC students. So, I will be giving them indications like this portion is not included for their syllabus. So, in this electromagnetic theory, we will be seeing full subject which will be useful for gate, and with each and every chapters we will be seeing gate questions as well as the questions which can come to the examinations. So, you have to just stay tuned with all the theoretical lectures as well as problem solving lectures. So, I will try giving like explain a concept and then solve questions based on that, right. So, let us start with lecture 1. Before that, we will have a syllabus overview what we will be seeing throughout the course. So, right now first we will start with coordinate system. So, in that we will see all like rectangular coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system and a spherical coordinate system. Okay, a spherical coordinate system. Then we will see vector calculus. In vector calculus we will see all like gradient, divergence, Stokes theorem, divergence theorem, curl, solenoidal vectors, rotational vectors and all. Then after that we will move to electrostatics. And then we will see magnetostatic. Okay. So, in this we will see what is the potential, electric field and force due to charge. Charge configuration can be a point charge, line charge or a volume charge. Similarly, we will see magnetic current, field due to magnetic current and everything, as well as we will start with like Maxwell equations. So, Maxwell equation for static charge and moving charge and their applications, and then we will move to the bigger topic which will be like wave equation. So, in that wave equation we will see everything like electromagnetic waves, their Helmholtz equation, their applications, then like reflections, transmissions, everything. And after that we will start with our transmission line theory. So, in this transmission line we will basically see transmission line voltage, standing wave ratio, reflection coefficients, then impedance matching, and at the same time we will start with Smith chart, S parameters and all everything. Then we will move to the next topics will be rectangular waveguides. So, finding the cutoff frequency, cutoff wavelength, what will be the length and width of the rectangular waveguide. So, all these things will be included in that, and many gate questions are being asked from rectangular waveguide. So, finding the exact equations as well. Then we will move to our antennas. So, antenna theory. Then antenna theory wave propagation will be there. What is our losses? What is the transmission loss? What is the received power? Then transmitted power requirement, and what are the antenna equations like Hertzian dipole antenna, Hertzian antenna, so everything, all these things, right. So, we will start with our first lecture. So, we will be dealing with coordinate system, right. So, this is very important. It seems to be very easy, like coordinate system people do not take it very serious, but the thing is once you understand coordinate system in all the three like rectangular, cylindrical and spherical coordinate systems, then you are master of electromagnetics. So, electromagnetic subject is very easy, I feel. So, we will start with first one will be rectangular coordinate system. So, I will draw a 3D diagram. So, I will always draw like this, x will be here, y will be here and z will be here in 3D. in 2D we see like this, right, x direction and y direction, but in 3D we will draw like this. Okay, so suppose there is a point P. So P can be represented in a cube kind of thing, right, or cuboid kind of thing. So it can be represented like this. So this point P can be like x, y and z. So what does x represent, what does y represent, what does z represent, that we will understand from here. This P point can be here also, anywhere. Okay, so P is a point in the space. You can write a note like P is a point in space. So suppose I am writing one more point Q, one more point R, one more point S. So all these points are there in the space, and that can be represented in a rectangular coordinate system. So P, X, Y, Z. So what is X represent basically? So it is basically a perpendicular distance from YZ plane. So see here what I am telling. Suppose this is point X. So this is my P, X, Y, Z. I should have taken P here. That would have been little bit easier for you to visualize. So let's take P here. Okay. So you can see P is x distance away. If I take here P, then it would have been x equal to 0. But I am taking P here. So this much distance is there in x. So from YZ plane, Y and Z. So YZ plane, what is the perpendicular distance in x direction? That is your x length, right? Similarly, in y length it will be from XZ plane, and similarly in Z direction, what is your length in length from XY plane? So this is your Z. So I can write it, y is basically perpendicular distance from XZ plane, then Z is perpendicular distance from XY plane. All right. So this is the thing. And now P, X, Y, Z can be anywhere in the plane. So basically the range is minus infinity to infinity. So this X, Y, Z, all these three values can take any values between minus infinity to plus infinity. So this was your Cartesian coordinate system or rectangular coordinate system. Understood? So you have understood the representation of a point in coordinate system. Next we will move to Cartesian coordinates, cylindrical coordinates. So in cylindrical coordinate, I will just draw a cylinder, or I will draw a point. So this P point will be represented in cylindrical coordinate system. So basically cylindrical coordinate will be rho, phi and z. So I will tell you what are rho and phi and z represents. So suppose this is my cylinder. Okay. Now this P point, so what is the radial distance from here to here? Okay. So this is my rho, and suppose like this it is there. So here actually it is lying on y direction. Okay, z, x, y. So if you see the angle from x axis, so this is the angle, right? So this is phi. So right now phi is 90 degree between x and y. So it can be drawn like this also. It will be much easier for you to understand. So all right. So if this is a point P, then P will rho, phi and z. So P will happen like this. So you will have an angle phi. So rho is basically radial distance, rho, phi and z. So radial distance from z axis. Phi is azimuthal angle from positive z axis, positive x axis. Now you don't go by names and all. Azimuthal angle, we don't know whether azimuthal angle or elevation angle. Just you remember that if the angle is made from positive x axis, what is the angle made, okay, by the point. So if you see here, so what is the angle made? Phi. So phi is the angle made from positive x direction. Next, the other point is z. So z is the height of the point along the z axis. Okay, so this is how you represent a point P, rho, phi, z in cylindrical coordinates. And what will be the range? So range will be, rho can vary from where to where? 0 to infinity. See, rho cannot be less than 0, right? Because it is starting from rho everywhere, every direction, right? So it can be 0 means it will be a straight line with no thickness, and it can go up to thicker. So its radius can be much larger. So rho is increasing like this. Okay. Next, what will be the value of phi? So phi is also varying from, either it will be 0 degree or it will be 2 pi degree, that is 360 degree. Okay. So phi can vary all the way like this. So if phi is only 20 degree up to 0 to 20 degree, then my representation will be like this. Okay. So this is the phi, and here I have drawn for 90 degrees. So phi is 90 degree only, it is varying. Okay. Rest all other degrees are not there. So it is looking like this. Okay. And z, so z can vary from minus infinity to infinity. Okay. So z can be as high as possible, as low as possible. So it can be minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. Now if we see, so what is the symmetry that exists between cylindrical coordinates? So it is a line symmetry, like z axis is there. So z axis, if you put the line, then you will have a symmetry around this, right? So you can tell line symmetry exists in the cylindrical coordinate system. So last one is a spherical coordinate system. So in a spherical coordinate system, the point P will be r, theta and phi. So I will just draw a diagram and will show you how cylindrical spherical coordinate looks like. So we will draw a sphere. Okay. And suppose there is a point P here. Okay. R, theta and phi. So r is basically the radial distance. Okay, this is r. And if you see theta, so theta is angle made on z axis, entire z axis. So z axis can be positive to negative, so theta can vary up to here. And phi will be just like that. I will draw a perpendicular on xy plane from that particular point P. So this is a perpendicular on this plane. So this is the angle made, which is phi. So phi can vary from 0 to 2 pi. So this is how range I can tell it. R is basically 0 to infinity. So if it is 0, then it is a point. So point circle or point sphere kind of thing. And theta will be pi, and phi will be 0 to 2 pi. And I will just write down what was r. So r is radial distance from origin. From the center of a sphere. So I am taking it as from origin, right? Because coordinate system, so we can keep the center of the sphere as at origin. Then theta will be, what is the theta? Basically it is an elevation angle. Okay. So elevation angle or vertical angle with respect to z axis. Similarly, phi is the azimuthal angle. Okay, with respect to x axis, as we saw in cylindrical coordinate. Alright, so this was the thing. Now next topic is actually what is asked in GATE is from one coordinate system to another coordinate system. So we will basically see the coordinate system conversion. Okay, so for coordinate system conversion, I can directly take you to my design document. So it will be easier for you, like from rectangular to cylindrical, or from cylindrical to rectangular. Similarly, we will have 6 cases, like spherical to rectangular, rectangular to spherical, cylindrical to spherical, and spherical to cylindrical. So without wasting time, what I will do is I will take you through my document, which will be easier for you to understand. Okay, so let's start. So we have first cylindrical to rectangular, right? So from cylindrical, what was cylindrical? Like P was rho, phi and z. So from here we want to go to P as x, y and z. So you can see z is coming, so z will be z only. So the thing is, I will show you the diagram and we will be able to understand very easily. So x will be represented as rho cos phi, y will be represented as rho sin phi and z will be z. My point is, how x is equal to rho cos phi, that is the question. X equal to rho cos phi we are writing, right? So how it is happening, that is the question. So we will show you. See, this is the point which is represented as P equal to rho phi z. So this is rho. So rho is actually radial distance from z axis. So actually this point is on cylindrical coordinate. So this is my radius, right? Now what is the angle? Phi. So phi is here. So if I draw a perpendicular downward, then we are getting angle phi, and then z is the distance from origin to that point. Now if you see, so what is the rho? So basically it is x square plus y square, but I will not tell that. I want what is x component of this particular rho phi z. So I'll just put a diagram here, perpendicular on the xy plane. So this is my phi angle. So what is my x component on this? So this is my rho and this is my phi. So this will be what? Rho cos phi, and this y coordinate will be what? Rho sin phi, and z will be what? Same z value in the cylindrical coordinate. So this is how you have got rho cos phi, rho sin phi and z. Similarly, I will convert this from rectangular to cylindrical. So we have a point x, y, z in rectangular coordinate. Now we want to convert this into cylindrical coordinate. So basically my aim will be to get this rho value from rectangular coordinate. So you can put this here. So basically x is this side, y is this side. So what will be my diagonal? So from Pythagoras theorem, this can be my y and this can is x. So this will be my rho, and rho is basically a square root of x square plus y square. Got it? So this is how I have written rho is equal to a square root of x square plus y square, and phi. So angle made on this point. So angle made will be what? If I take tan theta, so tan theta will be perpendicular by base. So y by x. So theta will be tan inverse y. This basically what I am telling is tan phi is y by x. So phi will be tan inverse y by x. Similarly, if we take z, so z will be z only, like it is having this much value. So this is how we have understood from rectangular to cylindrical and cylindrical to rectangular. Next is cylindrical to spherical. Okay, so cylindrical to spherical, what will be the values? So suppose this is my diagram I have drawn here, and this is cylindrical coordinate rho phi z. My aim is what? This is my rho, like this is my cylinder. Okay, so my aim is to get that rho, I mean point, P point from origin. So basically this point. So from Pythagoras theorem, this is my z and this is my rho. So Pythagoras theorem, what will give r will be rho square plus z square square root. So this is how we have got r equal to rho square plus z square. Similarly, I can have theta and phi. So theta will be in this triangle you see. So in this triangle you are seeing tan inverse of rho by z. Similarly, phi will be see, I have dropped it down here, right? So if you see, so my phi will be same angle as cylindrical coordinate, because in cylindrical coordinate what was the angle made phi? So it was angle from x axis, and in spherical coordinate also same x axis, what is the angle made at that particular point. So we are seeing the same angle. So phi is equal to phi. Okay, so r is rho square plus z square square root theta is tan inverse rho by z, and phi is phi. Next is spherical to cylindrical. So spherical to cylindrical, see, it can be very tough for you to memorize all these things, but from the diagram it is very easy to understand. So if I draw, or for your benefit, what I will do is I will draw it here. Okay, so I have drawn it here. Now what I am telling you is, this is a spherical coordinate. So my aim is to get this rho. So this rho will be what? This is my total r, this is my z. So z will be r cos theta. You know r cos theta, like z is equal to r cos theta. And if you see down, like this angle, so this total angle is basically 90 degree. So if you see, so rho will be my r sin theta, and phi will be what? So we know already phi will be phi only, because the angle made in spherical and cylindrical, phi is same. So this is how we have got here rho equal to r sin theta, phi equal to phi, and z equal to r cos theta. You understood? I hope you understand. Like rho is basically the radial distance from z direction. The thing is, r was from origin. So my aim was to split this r vector to z direction as well as perpendicular to z, that is xy plane. So xy plane we have got r sin theta. So r sin theta actually is the rho, like this is the cylinder made. Okay, like this. Got it? So this will be the cylinder that will be made. So you have understood 4 coordinates. Now 2 more are remaining, that we will cover up. So we have last ones is Cartesian to spherical, like from x, y, z to r. So see, we have a coordinate x, y, z. Now what will be the distance from origin to that particular point? So basically x component is this, y component is this, and z component is this. So if you see x square plus y square, we are getting this thing. So this thing is basically this line. So this is my root under x square plus y square. Now if you see this and this, so this is also making one triangle, right angle triangle. So r will be basically a square root of x square plus y square plus z square. So this is how you find r. Then next will be theta. So theta is basically angle made at this particular point. So at this particular point, what is the angle made? Cos inverse z by r. So how I am telling that? See, r we have found out, theta is cos inverse z by r. So this r is already there, theta is already there. So cos theta is z by r. So r we had already found out. Same way phi will be this angle. So this angle is what? If we see tan phi, so tan phi is perpendicular by base. So tan phi will be y by x. So it is basically tan inverse y by x. So you don't have to remember what is the phi value from Cartesian to spherical. You just put a point like in your coordinate system. Suppose you have a coordinate system like this and put a point x, y, z, then you immediately see what is the radial distance r. So it will be root under x square plus y square plus z square. Then what is the angle made at this particular point, theta? So you can tell by yourself what is this value, z, and what is this value. So this is basically a square root of x square plus y square. Okay, and theta can be directly cos theta will be what, z by r. So theta can be cos inverse z by r. Now my aim was to find phi. So phi will be how much? This is my x, this is my y. So phi will be in terms of tan theta. At tan phi I can write tan phi equal to y by x. So phi will be tan inverse y by x. So this is how you have got. Similarly, you can see a spherical Cartesian, spherical to Cartesian. So spherical we had r theta phi. We have to convert this into x, y, z. So r will be r sin theta cos phi. Sorry, x will be r sin theta cos phi, y will be r sin theta sin phi, and z will be r cos theta. Now this is very important to understand. Okay, so this if you understand, you are done. Nobody can remember this all three formulas. So I will tell you how it is converted. Let me go here. So I have a point r, theta and phi. Okay, so this is my r. What I will do is, this is theta and this particular point is my phi, right? So what will be this component? R cos theta. And what will be this particular component downward? This is basically my rho kind of thing. So this will be my r sin theta. Now this is also a vector r sin theta. So in x direction and in y direction I can find out. So in x direction x component will be with angle phi. This vector is r sin theta cos phi, and this will be y. So y will be my r sin theta sin phi. So this is how you get x equal to this much and y equal to this much and z is equal to this much. Understood? So x and y and z immediately you found out now. So you don't have to remember what is r sin theta cos phi, because I will tell you the problem is some book mention this point r, theta and phi, and by mistake or something they mention like this is phi and this angle is theta. So the problem is you will again write r sin theta cos phi. So this will be wrong, because my z will be now r cos phi, because phi is the angle. So you have to understand it. Okay, like what will be the component vector? So this will be r cos phi and this will be r sin phi. And now if you see the components, x component and y component, then it will be r sin phi, and then this is the theta angle, so cos theta, and this is the phi angle, theta angle from the y direction, it will be r sin phi cos theta. Okay, so what I mean to say is, whatever the angle is given, if a point is given in spherical coordinates, you can easily convert this. So alright guys, I think this is enough. So thank you very much for staying here. We have completed our coordinate systems and conversion from one coordinate system to another coordinate system. In the next lecture we will take some of the gate questions based on coordinate systems, like representing a point in Cartesian coordinate to cylindrical coordinates, same way from spherical coordinate to cylindrical coordinates or something like that, then converting from one coordinate system to another coordinate system. So like those questions we will take. Actually very less questions comes from this portion, but they come. So stay tuned. Thank you very much. Bye.